are now playing Just a Minute.
Just a minute.
The rules of the game are we've both written words, I hope.
Some might be short phrases.
Okay, words and the Ovasabi, stroke overdoer, short phrases, Christmas themed, in line with our theme for tonight, on just basically folded up paper, and we're going to pick them at random, and each person basically picks out a paper, stroke card, and whatever is written on the paper, they have to talk about it for a minute. Uninterrupted minutes.
You can't repeat stuff. So you can't repeat anything that you've said.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Tell me when you're ready, then I'll press start on the timer. What was it?
It's one of mine. Getting dressed in the North Pole. Okay, so I'm currently in the North Pole. I'm currently in the North Pole and I want to go and visit Santa. So I have to dress appropriately, but it's cold outside. So I'm trying to figure out what to wear. I live in an igloo, which means it's all made out of ice, but it wasn't cold, like really cold overnight. So some of the ice is now, melting, so I need to be very quick. I would like to dress in such a way that, it's friendly, it's presentable, it's formal. I've never met, Mr. Claus before. I've heard he's a very jolly guy, but also that you shouldn't piss him off. So I'm stuck between, just wearing like a formal dress, but being very cold. Oh Lord, but I also need pockets because I'm gonna see Dasher and all of the other reindeers, Rudolph. Wow, that minute went. I don't know if that felt long or fast. And also, I don't know who told me to write this sentence down.
Serves you right.
It does.
Serves you right.
Oh, and this was actually the longest phrase. The rest of them are only like 2 words. What's it say?
So it says winter is coming. Alright, I'm gonna start now.
Go.
Winter is coming was one of the first phrases I ever heard from the popular show Game of Thrones.
That thing.
Yes. And the first time I heard it, the words and the phrase did not strike me immediately. But as I watched the show, each episode, and I saw how deep it was getting and the fear behind winter, I also saw how the show impacted and almost entered the zeitgeist of our life, I should say. When people say winter, or when people say winter is coming, you almost feel the gravitas of and the impact of what the points you're trying to make. And when I watched the show, oh wow, thank God. That was terrible.
You were actually making it flow though. I was like, this man is serious. But you did say something in, because I probably watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of Game of Thrones only. But whenever someone said winter is coming, like there was a lot behind the words. Yeah, when you said gravitas, that was.
Your turn.
Right. You need to shuffle these. Mistletoe. So my best friend put mistletoe up in the hallway of our house just when we were having a party, and the theme was bring a bottle and a stranger. I'm not entirely sure what she was hoping to get out of it, but we did have a number of single friends that were coming at the time, It was quite interesting though. As people walked in, they kind of looked at the mistletoe out of the corner of their eye and then looked around to make sure nobody had seen them and then just like kind of snuck into the room. There was one girl though who came with a purpose. She saw the mistletoe, she eyed the people, and then she just crossed the barrier at the opportune time. And it was quite interesting because that couple are now married with 2 kids, which shows you the importance of being very strategic and taking opportunities at hand. And yes, thank you, Lord.
That was good. I like that. Yeah, that was good.
I was
intrigued.
I was like, I feel like a minute's coming.
I was intrigued.
And I'll never tell if that was true or not.
Okay. Naughty or nice? Naughty or nice? Okay. She asked me if I prefer being naughty or nice, and I thought for a second as I looked at her, and she was intrigued at what my answer was going to be by the way she stared at me, and I said naughty, and she was surprised, and I explained that being naughty, you have the best of both worlds, because you get to stretch your imagination, you get to be the bad guy but not be the bad guy at the same time, because she knows in the end that you still belong to her, but you kind of get to push the limits. I then said if you're nice, you're safe. Safe is boring for some people, especially for girls, I think, especially with my experience. You never you never get to hear that.
Can we get like, is there a button where you can do like plus 1 minute? Alright, next one. I've never played this game before, it's cool. I think I like it. Okay, mulled wine.
I love mine.
Yeah, Christmas time. It's a time for lots of joy, being surrounded by family, friends, and eating. One thing that wasn't in my childhood though was mulled wine. And that might be because my mom's completely teetotal, or it might just be in some places it's quite foreign to, you know, boil grapes that have been fermented and add stuff to it. But since mulled wine reminds me of the mountains. It reminds me of being on top of a mountain or going for a walk and just standing in the silence and realizing how majestic everything around you is and how small you are and how everything around you has been there longer than you've been alive and probably longer than you can even stretch your imagination. And when you drink mulled wine, it's like a warm, calming effect. At least for me, it like settles. That was shaky.
It was
That
okay.
was shaky.
It was okay. It wasn't bad. Mistletoe.
It's a good thing I didn't get it twice.
That would have been good. Mistletoe. Mistletoe. The first time I ever heard of mistletoe was probably in a movie, and because I watched a lot of movies growing up, I often fantasize myself in those actors' position, and I would play out imaginary scenes, especially romantic ones, of me meeting someone new, maybe a stranger, but just having one of those out of the ordinary experiences. I walk into a room, house party, invited by a friend, music is playing, everyone is having fun, laughing, and I see a stranger in the corner, smiling, laughing with her friends, and she just takes my breath away just for a second. And I stand there with my friends laughing. I did keep to the theme, but
I can see where it was going.
Yeah.
That sounded like it could be a scene in a movie. Jesus. The reason for the season is Jesus. I wonder if he knew when he was on earth if this is what Christmas would turn out to be. With people with Christmas trees decorated with ornaments, with presents underneath, whether or not he believed that there would be Christmas lights and tinsel decorating the streets of Oxford Street in Regent Street. I wonder how he imagined it would be. And yet I realize at the same time that he is Father, Son and Holy Ghost, which means he already knew. So I wonder how he feels about what we've turned Christmas to be. If he's happy with the fact that sometime, somewhere, some people still remember that he is the reason for the season. And I wonder what he thinks now as he looks down at us. And
as you look down on the phone or out the phone.
Thank you, Jesus. Okay.
Last one.
Get it. Let it be a good one.
And the last one is Boxing Day.
Ooh, alright.
You might not know this, but I'm going to tell you some facts about Boxing Day. So Boxing Day started, I believe, in the 1700s, and it started in Eastern Europe with travelers who were delivering presents from villages to villages. And on this particular day, normally they try and deliver the presents in time for Christmas, but they could only make it in time for after Christmas, basically the 26th of December. And it's not to kill everyone's spirits. The villagers who hadn't received their presents yet basically rose everyone's spirits to also see the next day of Christmas as a day of celebration and a day of still opening presents. So that's how it was known with Boxing Day.
Is that fact or fiction?
Oh, that's fiction.